Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Today I want to talk about a bit of a controversial topic when it comes to minimalism, and that is counting your things. There are a lot of extreme minimalists that count their things to keep track, to compare themselves to others, and there are a lot of minimalists out here that claim that counting your stuff is counterintuitive and you shouldn't do it. Well, here's my opinion on it. Usually, when you count your stuff to compare yourself to others, it won't work because everybody counts their stuff differently. If you want to count your stuff to monitor your progress and keep using the same way to count your things, then maybe it can be helpful if you're working towards an end goal of less stuff or a goal number or something like that. But to just illustrate what I mean, I'm going to count my wardrobe because that's something that I'm always a bit afraid of talking about. You have heard me say that I have something between 15 and 25 pieces depending on how you count, and I actually have no idea. Now, I said my spring wardrobe has 11 pieces. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna count my wardrobe with you, my entire wardrobe, everything I own to wear, and we're gonna find out how many items there are. So let's get started. I'm gonna take everything out of my drawer, put it on the bed, and then we can count. So that is everything. I got everything from everywhere in my apartment, put it on this pile. These are my clothes. And now let's start counting and see how many there are. So the first method I'm gonna use counting the things is the method that will make me end up with the least amount of clothes. Now, I'm not gonna count my underwear. I'm also not gonna count my shoes because they're not really clothes. I'm not gonna count my outerwear, like my jacket. I'm not gonna count my ski pants, not my rain pants. That's considered underwear as well. It's long underwear, right? Then that's my bikini. We'll not count that either. And then we'll see how many pieces that is. For this count, we're not even gonna count accessories. So no scarf, no hats, no gloves, no other scarf, no other hat. And then of course, look, I'm wearing a sweater, I'm wearing a pair of pants, I'm wearing a t-shirt. We're gonna count these because all the other things I wear, underwear and socks and a bralette, are not gonna count towards this number right now. So I wear 3 things. I own another t-shirt, my third t-shirt. I own a pair of pants, so that's like 5, 6, 7 my jeans, 8 my sweatpants, 9 my sweater, 10 my other sweater. Well, that makes me own 10 pieces completely for the full year. So now I can claim I have a 10-piece extreme minimalist wardrobe for all year round when I count this way. But now let's also count the shoes. That makes my wardrobe 13 pieces. Let's count my accessories. Sun hat, 14, 1 scarf, 15, gloves, 16, hat, 17, scarf, 19. Let's count my bikini as well, 20. Yeah, that's 20. Oh, let's count the jacket, like outerwear we're counting now as well. 21. So 21 pieces in my extreme minimalist wardrobe. Now we're gonna also count the things that I don't wear on a regular basis. And that is my ski pants, 22. My rain pants, 23. And my soles that I just have in storage for, I don't know, whenever I might change them in my shoes. Like I have another kind, a warmer kind of sole in my shoes right now. So I keep these in storage. I'm not really using them, but I'm owning them, of course. So I think we're at 24 now. And yeah, that makes me own 24 pieces of clothing. But when we move on to underwear, let's count this, which is like semi underwear because it's like underwear, but it's also accessory or like when it's cold, 25. But now let's really count the underwear as well. Now I had to recount again. I think we're at 24, and now we're gonna add the underwear. So I wear 3 pieces, like a bralette, underwear and socks, and 1 pair of underwear is in the washer. So we're at 29 already. 30, 31, 32, a pair of socks, 33, 34, 35, 36. And 51. So my wardrobe now contains something between 10 and 51 items. But what if we count the socks as individuals? 8, 9, and actually that's an individual sock, so another 9 things. 60 items now. We also counted my bikini as one, so 61 items. And now I'm sure I made a mistake somewhere. But so now, depending on how you judge, depending on how you count, my wardrobe consists of something between 10 and 61 items. And I think, while I wouldn't count the way I counted first, with like leaving out everything that's like not t-shirts, sweaters and pants, I would also not count the socks individually. And of course I'm making fun of this whole thing right now. And just so you know, this is just my personal opinion on counting and what I have learned and seen in the minimalist world. So if you have different experiences, of course, let me know them down below in the comments. And this video shouldn't be offending, or I don't want to tell that you can't count your things. If that makes you happy, if it's valuable and adding value to you, of course do it. And if you don't want to count your things, you can still be a real minimalist. You can be a good minimalist. There is no good or real or not real minimalist. Do what makes you happy, because that's the most important thing, I think. But I thought this is still a cute and interesting video idea to see what the issue is actually, in my opinion, with counting your belongings, and to just see how much I actually own. But like, let's be honest, I've seen videos where people count their things and they did not count the things that are in laundry currently. So if you're counting 100 things from your wardrobe, but 50 need to be washed and are in the laundry, so for me that doesn't make sense if you then have a third of your wardrobe not being counted. Also, I read a blog post about a girl who claimed to have less than 100 things, but she counted all of her books, which were more than 100 books, as one library, so just one item. I think another thing is, do you count the charger and the phone? Because you cannot use the phone without the charger. The same goes for laptop and all your other electronic devices. Of course, you can save some chargers if you have devices that you can charge with the same kind of charger, but you get the point. Like, it's super hard to count correctly, and it's super hard to, count in a way that everybody will count. So if you count to compete with somebody, or even if you count to compare yourself to somebody else, or just get a feeling of where you're at compared to other people, most likely it won't work if you just have a number. Like, just a number will not make it easy. And I do have to say, if you're not making videos on the internet, if you're not trying to get like views or get people to be interested because of the number, then I highly suggest you don't count. Like, only if you have a number and if that makes sense for you, because you want to have everything you own in a backpack and you know that you need to get down to 100 items, or you can keep track because now you own 1,000 items and in half a year you don't remember what you've decluttered, but you realize you only have 500 items. That's maybe interesting to see your progress and help you achieve something. But if you don't have a number goal, which I think in general does only make sense in a very small amount of cases, I don't think it makes sense to count your things. But I do have to say that every now and then I will add a number to my wardrobe to make a thumbnail that looks clickable, that looks like something that you want to watch, because it's maybe minimalist, it's maybe extreme minimalist. And so I will maybe add numbers, and I will sometimes count pieces, such as my spring capsule wardrobe, where I counted 11 pieces, but I did include shoes and outerwear and everything like that. And I do not wear jewelry, so I did not include that. But I think, Like that, maybe sometimes it makes sense if you're creating videos, photos, blog posts on the internet, if you're talking to other people about it. But for your minimalist journey, for your well-being, I really don't think that it makes sense to count your things. And I think I could illustrate it well enough that counting your belongings can have such a different amount, like such a wide variety of results, like 10 to 61. That's like 6 times more clothes if I count it in a different way. That is such a huge difference that I really don't see why it would make sense to count your things if you want to compare yourself. Like, it really doesn't make sense. Other things that I can suggest you do instead of counting. You can, of course, make a picture to see your progress if you aim to actually own less. You can focus on maybe decluttering heavy things if it's your goal to be able to move better, to move more quickly, move by yourself if you live by yourself and don't want to have to get like help from anybody else if you move. You can focus on like making sure that everything you own is things you actually use. You can always declutter things you don't use. You can also make sure that you really limit the things you buy to not bring a lot of things into your life. You can limit the storage space you have for your stuff to make sure that you downsize and that you only have like a limited amount of things. You can, of course, also put a number on certain items that are easier to count. I think you can count books. I think are not many things you can do wrong by counting books. And while I don't think there's a right number of books to own for a minimalist, you can set a goal of fitting all of your books in a bookshelf, fitting them in there nicely and not make it look overcrowded. You can set a goal of always owning 20 books, and if you want to add one, you have to remove one because you don't want to own more than 20 books. Things like that work. I also think you can put a number on like shoes maybe, or t-shirts or jeans or things like that. But counting your whole possessions and then trying to compare it to anybody else whose life is different, who's counting differently, who has different needs and circumstances and just a completely different life. Usually it won't make sense. Now I would be really interested in your thoughts on this topic. I do have to say, while I don't recommend counting at all, and I'm also not really into counting, I've never said the number of items I have in my complete wardrobe, like now I count it, now you know. But I still think it's fascinating. I still think the numbers are fascinating. But again, if I watch a video and somebody counts just in a super weird way that I cannot understand, then it really isn't beneficial and it makes me more angry than inspired if I watch this video. So I hope you're still here. If you're still here, thank you, because I know this is a controversial topic. Thank you for all of you who haven't just unsubscribed and are interested in this topic. And I hope to see you next time. If you want to see more videos, I link you a video and a playlist right here that you can watch, and also give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, because that really helps my channel. And now I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!